Hi ladies and germs, this is going to be video 3 on the series of Let's Play my work in progress game design called Primero Prince. It's raining pretty good here in Dublin at the moment. I don't know how that's going to affect the audio quality, especially if we get another round of hail come through, but let's see how it goes. And this one is going to be the third part of the sequence of play of the game. So we've drawn cards and we've traded cards, and now each family is going to play their cards here to gain ducats. And ducats are your action points that you can spend during the turn to move stuff around on the map and the displays. Okay? Simple. All right. So how this game works is it's a medieval card game called Primero, which was very popular all throughout Europe, actually, during the Renaissance. And it's like a gambling game kind of similar to poker, where you can play certain hands of cards and there's a ranked order of the hands that beat each other. And then within the hands, the ranked order works a little different from poker in that different cards have different point totals, and you add up all the points scored in your hand. If anybody's familiar with the Italian card game Scopa, which means like broom or sweep, in Scopa, the Primero card game rules have actually lived on, as it's one of the ways you can score points in Scopa is if you have collected the highest scoring Primero hand at the end of all the scoops. So how the scoring works is a face card, or a court card as they call them. Each of those are worth 10 points. The 2's worth 12, the 3's worth 13, the 4's worth 14, the 5's worth 15. So far so good, but then it switches up a little bit. The ace is worth 16 points. The 6 is worth 18 points, so 3 6s. And the 7's worth 3 7s, or 21 points. So the 7 is the card that you want the most. The faces are the card that you want the least. Each family is going to play their hands into either suited or mixed. I have written for the mixed section here mixto. It should be misto. In Italian, mixed is misto, not mixto. My Italian girlfriend's going to kill me for this one. So you can play into the misto if you have 4 of a kind, so 1 of each suit, right? Or you have any other type of primero, which is 1 of each suit. So 4 of a kind is a chorus. That's the highest you can get. And so then the highest chorus you could get would be the 4 7s. You can either play that, or you can play Primero, which is any mix of 4 cards, but they need to be 1 from each suit. So like the opposite of a flush, I guess. For suited, the best hand is a Maximus, which is the ace, the 6, and the 7. The 16, 18, 21. That's called the Maximus. That wins suited hand. Then you can have a Fluxus, which is a flush of 4 cards. That is the second best. And then you can have numerous, which is 2 or 3 cards suited, right? Flushes, you add up your point totals out of the cards you put down, and whoever has a higher point total beats the other. Same with numerous, okay? That's generally how it's going to work. So, how I'm going to do this in the game is we're going to flip a card from the draw deck, and the King of Swords is the first card, so that means we're going to play our swords hands first. Right. Each player, in order set by the Pope, who's green faction, Borgia, are going to decide whether or not they're going to play into swords. You can only do it now if you're going to play it, right? So the Medici will look at their hand. I'm trying to put it here. I don't know how well these are going to get picked up by the thing. Oh, not too bad, actually. Yeah? Woo woo. They only have 1 sword card. It doesn't make any... Well, they can't play. You need 2 of a kind to play. So all they'll be playing for is clubs. So they're out. They won't be playing a card. Scoring hand into swords. This would be the Borgias. The Borgias have 3 swords in hand, and also had a plan to play a mixed suit, and they want to probably play the highest mixed suit they can, which would mean taking this. Oh, it's a tricky decision. They're going to take the 7 of swords out, and they're going to play the other 2 swords. Keep the 7 of swords for their mixed hand. So the Borgias are going to commit to playing the ace and the 4 of swords, so the ace is worth 16 and the 4 is worth 14, so that's 30 points scoring, right? Okay. And they're going to put that down, and we're going to put a little green on there so I remember that it's their hand that they're playing in there. And then the Della Rovera have no swords, so they will play nothing. And the Medici, mix these all up for some reason, put the coins together like this. The Medici have 2 swords. They're going to retain 1 sword to play mixed, so they can't play a sword down in this hand. That means that the Borgia is going to get all the points for swords. All the military action points, right? So the Medici play none. Sorry, the Sforza. I keep getting those mixed. The Sforza play none, and the Borgia flip. They're the only ones that played, so they win. If you're the highest hand, you gain 2. The second highest hand gains 1. However, if there's no second highest hand, the only family that played gains all 3 ducats. So that gives the Borgias, these cards go into discard. Borgia have cards left over, and we're going to use silver for ducats. So the Borgias get 1, 2, 3 ducats, and they're going to go into their little sword section, so you can remember that they only can play military actions with those. Okay, swords are done. Coins are next. Medici have no coins. The Borgia's coins are going toward a mixed, so they're not going to play any. The Della Rovere have the 7 of coins, which is fantastic, but can't be played because they don't have another coin to go with. So they're out. And this leaves the Sforzas, who do have 2 coin cards, but they were going to... Oh, sorry, they have 3 coin cards. I've got the ace here. So the Borgias knowing... Sorry, I keep doing this. The black faction, the Sforzas, knowing that they're going to win regardless, or play their 2 lowest coin cards, which in this case are the 2 and the 5. So the ace is worth more than the 5. And that gives them all of the 3 ducats for coins, which is the building actions. Da-da-da. So we get 3 of those ducats, like we just did, on that little player mat in the coin section. Next, we go to swords. We already did. Cups. We're just randomly drawing a card to determine which suit gets resolved in which order. Medici. I'm going to have 1 Cups card, which they can't do anything with. The Borgia have a Cups card, 2 Cups cards, but they're playing for the mixed. They could also go for the Cups here, which would be the Pope, the Church, which they are currently the Pope. And they could put themselves in a good situation potentially, or but then they would be limited to just doing church actions this turn, whereas if they can play well in the mixed hand, that's what they're going to go for. So they're going for mixed, they're going to hold cards. The Della Rovere, I believe, had some cups, they do. They are really the church faction of the game. The leader of the Della Rovere at this time is the future Pope Julius II. So he's over here in the conclave. He had just lost to the Borgia Pope and is trying to get himself back in there. So they're going to play cups and hope to win the actions. And that leaves the Sforzas to challenge still. And the Sforzas have 2 cups cards, but they're going to want to retain 1 to play a mixed hand. So they're not going to play any. And that gives the 3 actions to the Della Rovere. So you get 1, 2, 3 ducats. Goes over in the Della Rovere, the purple team. And I'll put it on the cups to signify that we got 3 actions to spend during the cup phase or the church action phase. And now everything's done except for the clubs and the mixed. So we'll do clubs next. And this is the Medici, who are a club heavy. And they're going to retain the 4 clubs in hand and play 3. So they're going to play a numerous, which is a 3 suited. They could play the flush and automatically win as well. But then they will probably want to return. Difficult. I'll play the flush. Okay. They play 4 cards in clubs. The Borgias only have 1 club, so they can't play. Della Rovere only have 1 club, so they can't play. And so do the Sforza. So the Medici are not going to be stupid. They're going to take the 1 club card back and hold that one in hand. They win all 3 diplomacy club points. And do got the 3 ducats, and they're going to go into the clubs. Uno, due, tre. Okay, so now we've got a situation where the Sforza's won. Everybody's won the 3 ducats in the suited categories. And so now we finally play the mixed hands, where you're looking for 1 of each suit, or 4 of a kind, to really be tops. The Medici only have 3 cards left, so they're out. The Borgias are going to play. They got the 7 of cups, 7 of swords, 6 of coins, and I almost had 4 of a kind. 7 of clubs. Second strongest hand you could play. So they're going to win the mixed points here. But we don't know that as the other teams, or as the other families. So they play their mixed hand down, 4 cards. And the Sforza will do the same, not knowing, right? So they're going to aim high, 6 of swords. And we have a face of clubs. Ace of coins is high. And the 3 of cups. 5 of swords. And they're going to hold on to the 5 of swords and the knave of cups in hand. So both families flop. Ba ba ba. And the Borgias do better. So that means the Borgias gain 4 ducats, and they're mixed. They're used for any type of action during the turn. 1, 2, 3, 4. Coins, they go into the mixed pile on the player card. And the Sforzas, although they didn't win, they came in second, so they gained 3. 1, 2, 3, and those are mixed, so I can use them for anything. Okay. So we're looking at a situation of Sforza having military and mixed to play with. The Della Rivera having church cups actions to play with. Oh, I'm sorry, they had coins. Interesting. So the Sforza are going to be looking to build, but they'll have mixed to do military stuff with, which they're going to need to do as well. The Borgias are also going to go on the march, and then have 4 mixed coins to support that with. And the Medici are going to content themselves with diplomatic actions, right? So that is step 3 of the sequence of play done. We've played our hands out of Primero and gained ducats to conduct actions with. So then the next phase is going to be spending those ducats on actions. And that's going to be another video because this one's plenty long enough. Thanks.